Historian channel. We are here at another small family farm cemetery again. Pretty cool, pretty neat place. Found this on Find a Grave again. We'll go underneath the tree here. There's a like Israelite and Magdalena light. We'll take a closer look at that then at this particular memorial. But something we're going to do that's going to be a little different. We've just been starting to do it where we're doing some of these with family history, and I just think it's so cool. I've been putting them in. I have the playlist for the channel, and I've been putting them in. Give you guys a good view of the mountainside over there, or the hill, or whatever you want to call it. But it's just starting to change out through there, and it's really, really pretty. But we're just south of Fredericksburg. A couple days ago, we were at Grove Farm Cemetery that the brothers John and Peter Grove put in when they built their mill, and did very well for themselves. But we've done the Light family, the Lights family of Lights Fort. We did them just the other day. There's a couple I've done of my family history and personal journey type stuff out in Ravine. I've also done stuff on the Zeller family, Cliff's family's ancestors. Talked about them a little bit. But I want to do a series, if you want to call it that. I'm sort of put my toe in the water just to test it on some of these prevalent families in the area, like we've done on the Lights. This is actually Lights Cemetery, family cemetery. It was put here by, the land here was bought by a John Light II, and he wound out giving it to his two sons. And this cemetery is right in the middle of their land, like it's right on the property line of where their land was. And I believe they're buried, the two sons are buried here. But this is an offshoot part of the Light family that moved into Lebanon. This is a little bit later than the first Lights that were there in what would become Lebanon City. But I want to do one on the Heilman family. We talked about them a lot at there's a Heilman Dale. I think there's 140 some Heilmans buried in the Hill Church Lutheran Cemetery there in Cleona, in the hill above Cleona, just north of Cleona. And then obviously do stuff on like the Colemans. I want to do something on the Kreiders of Annville. They were a very prevalent family, and just talk about their history. But we're going to run through this cemetery and take a peek at it and look at some of the names here and go from there. Alright, so here we are. This is on Lights, I believe Lights Church Road. Whether they had a church or not here for the family, sometimes that was, we went to the Meyer Meeting House Cemetery, which was the Meyer family that created. And this is the one here. You see Israelite, 1835 to 1920. He was 85 years old. And I always liked this name, Magdalena. Or this one in this case is Magdalene Light, 1834 to 1892. She's only like 50 some years old. And this is Lizzie Light. She was 1861 to 1918. And there's nobody on that side. Some of these here in the front you can't really, unless they're flipped around. Yep, they are. There's a Lutz, a Catherine Miller. That one you can't read, unfortunately. A Mary Light. There's some really neat writing there, but there's another one that looks like Light, and that actually is, they have the spelling of L-I-C-H-T, not L-I-G-H-T yet. There you see it, like when they changed it. So it's probably in the 1800s when I have them, but in the 1700s they were still the L-I-G-H-T. I always like the little sunburst at the top of these. That does have a specific meaning. That's Heinrich Wolf. Henry Wolf. Another wolf. That I believe is a Light. There you have In Memory of Ann Wolf. That's a really pretty one there. daughter of Henry and Catherine Wolfe, 1911. Very well preserved, very well maintained. I like when you see these that are so well maintained and clean, and somebody's come in and cleaned a number of the stones. There's a Martha Imhoff, wife of Moses Light. My mom had an Uncle Moses when she lived in. There's a Magdalena. Uncle Moses that ran a store in Millersburg. I always liked that name. Somebody was called Moses. Another one of those starbursts at the top. Probably a sunflower is what my guess is. There's Henry Light. That's 17. That's 7. Actually, that might be September 17th. I think it's 1825 to 1858. There's some Revolutionary War vets. Let's go across here, across the front over here, and check these out. But there's one of the people that's married here, which I believe is probably one of the sons. There's John B. Light, 1815 to 1819. Leah Light. One of them, he was, I think it was John Henry Landis Light. Cool story. One of our subscribers, viewers, said he's, I guess, related to the Light family, is that the three sons of the John Light who made Light's Fort, I believe it was Jacob Martin and John Henry. I might be wrong on that, but they married three sisters, the Landis sisters. So one of the guys in here it's a John, I believe John Henry Landis Light. So he was probably one of the grandsons of the original John Light. So that's the connection that comes here then. So these were basically the grandchildren and younger. Some of these stones are really neat. Just the markings in this one. Memory of Catherine, wife of Abraham Light. And that's Abraham Light there. She died in 1893. The daughter, she was only 18 years and 7 months. It's sort of sad because you had these different diseases that came through. You know, maybe there was an accident or whatever, but it was that a lot of that times you had these different things that happened like that, where like yellow fever went through and people died very, very young. We're going to go over here because I believe those are flipped around the other way. I like the name Ezra too. There's a band I really like named Better Than Ezra, and always liked the name Ezra. There's a Jacob Light, 1810. Nancy Light. I really like how clean this cemetery is. And I have Mary Ann Scholl, wife of David H. Tice. She died in 1898. And there's Priscilla Scholl. Andrew and Susan. Oh, that's the infant. That's like sad. Let me get in there closer so you can see that. Infant son of Andrew and Susan Light. A lot of times these were children. There's a Frederick Cole. And Christine's most likely his wife. Some of those aren't turned around. Here you can see some of theirs. Oh, that's a Jacob Light. And you see some of these at the bottom have like a JL. Those are the original footstones that would be, you'd have the headstone here, and then down 6 feet roughly would be the footstone. And another one that's probably a child. And there's probably more people buried here as well. There's looks like Johannes. It's probably the Licht. He was a Revolutionary War vet. The gentleman next to him as well was. There's a Maria light. It has the L-I-C-H-T. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of history with the Light family. They're one of those first families that came through here in the Lebanon Valley, and this is another one of the cemeteries. And like I said, it would have been, you had the first Lights, which was the John Light, and he went there in Lebanon, and then one of his sons came out here and had land, split it between his two sons, and they had this cemetery, family cemetery, smack dab right in the middle of their land. And it's just beautiful, beautiful country, as you can see. Sure, it would have looked very, very different in a lot of ways in their time, but beautiful breeze today. And so once again, I want to thank you guys for coming along, and if I have any more information I can gather up on this group of the Light family, I will, and I'll put that at the end of this video. If not, the video will end here, and I'll say, as always, thanks for coming along, and we will see you all about town.